everybody. I am back. I am working today in my sewing studio, but actually this is the outside part where my cutting tables are and where I store my fabric. As you can see behind me, my bins of fabric, and that's not all of them, unfortunately. But I wanted to share with you guys. I had mentioned once before that I have a cutting table idea that I wanted to share and show you guys what I use for a cutting table, because one of a very good important parts of a sewing room or sewing area, sewing studio, is where you're going to cut your fabric. And unfortunately, a lot of us are we have to stick with the dining room table or the floor or the bed. Neither of those are very comfortable. So what I wanted to do was show you an idea that I came up with, because when I was shopping for a cutting table, the option that I found was either really, really expensive, $300-400, or there was a $150 option. And then there was a coupon that you could get at Joann's Fabrics and Crafts, I believe, or AC Moore, I'm not sure which one, where you could buy a special cutting table that folds out, and you could even buy the cover to go on top of it, the cutting mat to go on top, and it folds out to a cutting table, and that's okay. The reviews of it are that it's flimsy, it's not very sturdy, and people felt like they couldn't get good quality work out of it. So because of those reviews, I didn't really try it for myself, even though I did go look at it in the store, and it did seem a little inferior for what I was trying to do. But I can understand when your budget is limited, you go with the option that's available. And so I was trying to find an alternative that's around about that budget, but met the needs that I needed, which is a nice cutting table surface that would come up to 36 inches or counter height, as in your kitchen, so that it's easier on your back when you're working with your fabric, when you're cutting your fabric out, laying it out to be cut. So with those requirements in mind, I set out on the internet to find a solution, and I couldn't really find one. And then my husband suggested something. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. So I went on to Walmart.com and found this solution, and I wanted to share it with you. So here, and pardon the junk, of course, this is a garage. And I'm in the outside garage part, and that's where my sewing studio is. But I utilize this area out here for my cutting tables, and if you'll notice, they're basic folding tables from Walmart.com, and these are of the brand Lifetime. I know that's not wanting to come in very clear, but that's Lifetime. And what I did was look online for cutting or for folding tables that would come up to 36 inches high. And that's how I found these guys. And they ran me $33 roughly each. So for $100 to $120 with tax, I was able to get 3 cutting tables that extended up to 36 inches. And then I took my measuring board and laid it out, folded it out onto the tabletop to the extension of the full, I think this is 4 feet, 72, yeah, the full 4 foot. Laid out my board. And then the good thing I liked about these is when I need to use a big surface, I put up all 3. Like with this blanket that I did today, I needed a lot of space because this blanket is 42 by 52 roughly crib size. So I needed all the space that I could get on a tabletop. So all 3 tables come in handy for that. However, when I'm working with just these little guys, which is the majority of the time, I don't have to have the full span. I can just use this cutting mat. And the good thing is I can take down one table and still have up two for this mat, or even with this guy I can take down two tables and have one left for the cutting mat. And that saves me a lot of space, because especially when I was doing this in the house, my space was extremely limited. Out here, fortunately, right now I have the luxury of leaving my tables up for the time being, unless I just don't want, to be bothered with them. But the good thing is, if I wanted to, I can take these tables down to just one, or take them down altogether, because not only do they get smaller, you can collapse them and fold them in half. So they're excellent for storage. You just kind of can't really beat that when you're limited on space. So instead of bending over the kitchen dining room table, or laying out your fabric on the bed and the lumps and bumps, a nice steady surface, they're pretty good sturdy tables. I haven't had very much issues out of them. Other good points about them: not only does it extend up to 36 counter height, 36 inches, it can also ratchet down to regular folding table height, picnic table height. And it goes even a step further. We'll go even shorter than that, I think. I can't remember what the height is. I think 20 inches or 28 inches, something like that, where little kids can sit at the table. If you're having a cookout and you want to send them to the kids' table, well, this could be, a kids' table, because it'll shrink down to that size. So it folds up, folds in half, stores away neatly. It extends up to 36 inches, which is a very comfortable cutting table height, which is very beneficial for me and anyone else that's working on crafts and need it to be that high. And it can be used as a regular picnic table when you're not working, or it can be used even as a little kiddie table. So a lot of good benefits out of this table set. And like I said, it's by Lifetime. I got it at www.walmart.com, because it's very hard to find these in the store in my area anyway. So Lifetime. And then my cutting board was from just your regular fabric and craft store. And then my cutting pad, all of that fits on top of here, and it works great for me. Again, thank you for tuning in to the blog tonight. Spur of the moment. Sorry, it's a little hectic today. Been working all day trying to get an order out, which I'll be posting on my website soon. Speaking of which, you guys can find me and keep updated with me and all of the work that I've done and completed. Also, designs that I offer, work that I offer at www.thebabiesbooty.com. I'm also on Instagram under The Baby's Booty, Facebook under The Baby's Booty, Twitter under The Baby's Booty, and of course right here on YouTube. I was working on doing Periscope. I cannot get the hang of going live for the life of me. I mess up too much. So YouTube works out really great. You guys have a great night. And again, I'll put a link in the bottom for those tables at walmart.com. I hope they work great for you guys. And if you have any other questions or any other tips that I offer here, shoot me a message and I'll try and answer it in another vlog. And I hope you guys have a great night. See you later.